welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm back here with the 400 John Deere Snowmobile engine. I made another video prior to this one. I just haven't uploaded it yet, so I'll upload this one, this current video after I upload it. So I had to just put this away for a week, and I hadn't done anything with it. And I got back to the farm and I got the condensers, set of points, 2 sets of points, and the spark plugs, all off of MFG Supply. I'll put the link in the description. The spark plugs were $2.50 each, which is a pretty good price for a Canadian for those spark plugs. The points were around, I want to say, $8 to $10 each, both imported from, I believe it was Japan. Somewhere it says they're both imported from Japan. And then the condensers were $4 or $5 each, I think. So I got those, and I put the engine back in the vise. I was looking around in the barn and I found the correct primary clutch bolt, because the one that was holding the Comet clutch on, this one is significantly longer. It wouldn't fit. And this is the Salisbury clutch, primary drive clutch, that was originally supposed to be on this engine, but the last one blew apart, so this is a new one. Hopefully this one doesn't blow apart. Hopefully it'll last a little while, and it'll fit on the spline shaft, and this bolt is the correct size to go on there, so this should work. The should part is hopeful, but it should. But as long as everything goes to plan, hopefully it'll turn out well. So I was looking online for the best deal on a few things. These fuel filters are $10 each at the local home hardware, just for one fuel filter, and there's fancy ends on them. They have an end that will work with a 1/4 inch and 3/8 end, smaller at the end here and thick or wider here, and they're $10 each, home hardware. I got this bag of 10 of them for $20 on Amazon, delivered to the door. So it was more convenient to me to buy it that way. You can buy a whole bunch. Paper filter, as long as you use them soon enough, they're going to be okay. We've had old fuel filters that are like 10 years old and they're still good. So these should be fine for a while. I'll probably use them within 10 years, definitely. And I was looking for crank seals for snowmobile engines. Best deal I could find was New Breed parts. These were around $3 or $4 each. Best deal on the internet I could find. And so, since they were a good deal, I bought quite a few of them. Because on the website for New Breed parts, it said that they're selling their business, and some of their merchandise wasn't available. So I was a little concerned that if no one buys them, maybe they're going to go to business. So I bought a few spares, about 8 of them. So they are the same manufacturer who sells the rebuild kit that I bought for this carburetor. Vertex piston and gasket. This is the kit for this Walbro carburetor with the built-in fuel pump that runs off of this vacuum line. People upgrade to the Mikuni carburetors, the fancier, newer models, and then bypass this. Well, they just connect this vacuum line to a Mikuni vacuum powered fuel pump and run it as most newer, well, maybe 1980s, 90s, and early 2000s snowmobiles are, with a fuel pump separate from the carburetor. But this model is definitely an older model because it is both combined, but it's also a good model because it's one simple rebuild versus having to rebuild your carburetor and having to rebuild your fuel pump. The fuel pump rebuild isn't as common because they aren't prone to failure. They just get dirt in them. So they're not technically that bad, but this is just another, that's cost effective for buying a rebuild kit. You just need this single kit. I'm not sure the exact price of it, between $10 and $15 or $10 and $20 US, that is, but I got it from the United States website. And then, oh, here we go. New breed parts. These crankshaft seals, crank seals, and I also bought one of their calendars, a John Deere snowmobile calendar. And this website, they have some antique John Deere snowmobile tools, and, well, not so much tools. They have a clutch puller, which I'm too cheap to buy. I should order one, but I'm too cheap to buy it. And they have a lot of other John Deere parts. Some of them aren't available because they're just not in stock, and hopefully they don't go to business. I like the fact that they have a website designed to sell old parts. And I was pretty excited when I got this in the mail. Ordered from Amazon, but not Canadian Amazon. I ordered it from American Amazon, United States Amazon. And I was pretty stoked when I saw this online. Didn't even know they sold them new. This is an electric starter for this John Deere 400 motor. This CCW KEC engine. I was pretty stoked about that. And to get this motor going, I'm going to slap this thing on for sure. It'll be awesome. And if this engine doesn't get going, I'm going to sell this on eBay. It's brand new. I'm going to charge full price for it. But yeah, American Amazon had it. They were selling it through another company. Another company was selling it through Amazon. And it was the only model they had for a John Deere snowmobile was for the 400. And kicks out and spins over. Yeah, they had that, and I was pretty happy to get that. Came in about a month. It arrived. And let's see what other parts I could talk about here. Nothing much. I did a rebuild on a three-wheeler recoil. The company, it was called, I believe it was called 666 Motor and Engine or something like that on eBay. They had a rebuild kit, and I ordered it, and stupid me bought from a Chinese company that apparently had some bad reviews. Didn't think about that. Just saw the price and thought it was cheap and ordered it. And the rebuild kit was missing a bunch of parts, missing the return springs for the ratchet dogs. And they said, "Oh yeah, sorry about that. We'll send them right to you." And it's been about 2 weeks now and still haven't seen them. So I don't know. Be very careful of who you order from on eBay. Some of them are not as honest as they say they are. And that kit, I mean, it was cheap compared to other ones, but it still wasn't cheap. It was like $40 to $50. Didn't give everything. Didn't give me everything that I needed. Got these on Amazon. They are a heated hand grip. It says they're for a motorcycle, but they'll work on the same system as the electrical system as the snowmobile. Comes with heat shrink, large heat shrink. And these here are the strips. You put one on each handlebar. You tape it on, give me some tape. And you put heat shrink on and you heat it up with a lighter or a torch or a heat gun or a hair dryer. And you wire it up and you have hand warmers. So another addition I want to add to the 400 is hand warmers. So another thing I'll have to figure out how to wire up here is hand warmers. Speaking of wiring up, my method to hooking this up would be to ground it out and then put power cable. Just run some welding cable, put a ring on it or a loop on it and an eye on it, and then run positive and negative cable to my glove compartment in the 400 and have a battery with me, just any size battery that'll work, spin it over and just jump into the battery whenever I need to. And when it starts, pull the battery, pull the cable off. I'm not going to worry about anything fancier than that. I don't need a charging system because I'm not going to need have the battery in it all year long. I'm only going to ride the stupid thing maybe once or twice a year. So that's my method. And if you don't like that, then too bad. Sorry, but that's the truth. And I'm pretty happy with all the things I got. Yeah, the points here, they arrived in about a week or two. Like I say, MFG Supply out of the United States of America. They imported these parts from Japan, I believe. And they look half decent. They can't really do it with one hand, but they spring back and forth better than the other ones. The other ones aren't really very springy. And the condensers hopefully will prove to be good condensers, because the other ones, their reading on the multimeter was not within the specs of what they should be. They went very high ohm very fast, and they're just immediately high ohms. And as I was researching, they should be like a capacitor and slowly gain ohms. And these ones did not. They're the ones here on the motor did not. They went very high very fast, so I gotta take those out, replace them. And I think the coils are okay because I tested them with the multimeter and they had an accurate reading. What was it? It was like 5 or 6 ohm, or 5 or 600 ohm, or 5 or 6 K ohm, 1,000 ohms, I guess. Whatever it is, I can't remember. But it was a accurate reading from what I recall. And then the spark plugs, I got the exact same ones. They're a Champion L7 8C. Got the exact same ones this one had. So I was happy with that, and they're good price. So I'll do some little things, and I'll just put this clutch on. It's easy. Just got to get it on and bolt it on. It should be very straightforward. Fits right on that tapered shaft. Did I say spline shaft in the previous bit? Yeah, I shouldn't have said spline shaft. I meant tapered shaft. Idiot. Anyway, I'll update when I'm getting somewhere. Okay, so I got the crank seal out. I was going to look up online how to, any tips or tricks on pulling these things out, just in case there was something I should look for that was important. And, that gas smells old. I was looking up on YouTube any tips or tricks how to get these things off without damaging anything. And there was one guy on there that said, he was, the video description said, snowmobile crank bearings. So, okay, maybe this is a demonstration on how to take it out and put them back in. No. All the guy had was an old snowmobile engine that he had pulled the crank seal out. He had 3 holes in it. He said, oh yeah, it's real easy. Just pop it right out. And I'm like, okay, I'll try that. And no, that's not happening. I had to dig around with it with the rolling pry bar. I had to dig it out, but it worked. Got it out. And got it out. But yeah, if you're going to make a video, at least be descriptive. Show a little detail. Come on, man. But I got it out. I'm going to pop the new one in. Hopefully it's the same size. If it's not, I'm going to have a whole bunch of extras. The internet's going to be a fraud and be wrong. But it's going to fit. Yeah. So that'd be good. And then when I go to take the points off the other side, I'm going to take everything off here and just undo everything and put the new one on the other side as well. Just might as well do it while I have it out, because I'm probably, if this thing runs and I put it in the snowmobile, chances of it coming out are very minimal unless something crucial is wrong with it. And if something crucial is wrong with it, hey, I might just leave it in there and leave it in the barn forever. May never ever take it out again if something crucial goes wrong. Something bad goes wrong. So, yeah, I'm going to pop a new one in. And happy that came out. Came out a little easier than I thought. I mean, I thought it'd be a little more difficult, but not too bad. Just, I guess it's stupid of me doing this as well. I should have recorded myself pulling it out. I apologize. I did not do that. But it was in there real tight, very tight, and I tried just kind of making a bit of a hole here. I used this one screwdriver with threads on it, kind of digs in, and this one's good for getting glue or something out of a cap, out of a tube. It's got the threads, almost like a auger for a drill bit. You can pull stuff out. It's like an extractor type thing, and yeah, I just kind of peeled away at it a bit with the pliers and used the punch to kind of just pry at it as much as possible. And that's when I got the rolling pry bar. I found this one small enough. The other one is the next size up. It would not have fit at all. It was significantly larger. So I found this little one in the toolbox. My grandfather, thankfully, he had this one, and I just kind of pried at it a bit and then hooked it on, popped it off. So that worked well. I also cleaned the shaft up here a little bit before I pulled the crank seal off. I cleaned it up just with the wire end on the die grinder. Hope Stelco doesn't see this, but this is apparently, it used to be an old Stelco die grinder. It's got the thing engraved on it, so I guess when they threw it away, my uncle kept it, and it still works, so that's good. It goes up to a lot higher RPM than some of the electric ones out there, so it's handy. I just cleaned all the gunk off the shaft. So yeah, I'll continue on. So this engine now has new points and condensers. They are properly adjusted, and I have spark on both spark plugs. Don't have the caps on, but I just have the wires on, and they were both sparking with the new spark plugs on. I took the carb partially apart and just looked at the bottom diaphragm, and everything looks really clean. It had the carburetor rebuilt, and it was 20 years ago, but it still looks really clean. Everything in it, it doesn't smell like stale gas. It seems like it's really in good condition for as old and as long as it's been sitting for. And everything seems like it works good. Got the clutch on. It's definitely more hard to spin over with spark plugs in. So I think she's got decent compression. So the muffler's still in two pieces, so I'm not going to put it on. But like I said, this thing hasn't been started in I guess it's been almost 15 years. So I'm going to put a little bit of starting fluid in it, see if it'll start. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But if it does, hey, that'd be kind of cool. There she goes.